Hello, I'm Pete Accica. Welcome to another edition of Council Connection. I'm here today at the Local 58 Apprentice Training Center. This here is Joe. Joe is an instructor for the local. He's a newer instructor. He's been here for about a year. But really that's the most important part, a new instructor, to mentor apprentices when they come in. So, Joe, can you tell us a little bit how to get in the program to start?
Well, the program is set up online. So the initial part is that you go on the website, the Electrical Training Alliance or the Electrical and Industry Training Center website, and you create a profile. Once you create a profile, they set you up with a date to come in and test. Right? Depending how well you do on the test, right, you get set up for an interview.
Okay.
Right?
And is there any charge to get into your program?
Absolutely not.
It's any for testing? It might be
well,
$30,
I think there's
$40.
There's a minimum. There's like you pay $20 just for the testing process.
Yeah. But this is all paid for through the members of your local.
Yes.
So you could actually go through an apprentice program, and yours is 5 years?
Yes.
And no student loans?
No student loans. You do have tuition that you have to cover, which is like $100 every quarter. So every 3 months you pay $100, and also you have to pay for your books. But we have some systems in play that kind of help you with that, the books, the cost of that, right? If you get certain credits, like if you help out or you volunteer at certain events like the Labor Day Parade,
Yeah.
the picnic, certain social things that get you involved in the local, right? You get credits for that, and then your books are taken care of.
That's amazing. And I know your apprentices help out for jobs, charity jobs for people that need a little help.
Yes.
In fact, you guys have helped me out with the city on our ballpark, wiring it,
Yeah.
on our bathrooms at the
Okay.
Memorial Park.
Yeah.
You were generous enough. I had a couple of retirees there working, and they really love doing it.
Well, yeah, it's hard to get away from because you like doing it so much. Even when you retire, you still want to do a little bit just to kind of keep it fresh, you know. And we do a lot of outreach for the city and the community.
Yeah.
We try to get involved as much as we can outside of our local as well.
And you do. It's an amazing. This is a premier training center.
Yeah.
I've been in a lot of training centers. I was an instructor for many years, and I've been in training centers. And this here is probably #1 in the country in my eyes.
Pete, I'm so excited about this particular training center because when I went to the training center, originally when it was in Fraser, right, it was like, so you're moving out of an apartment into a mansion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you have to try and fill it, and we've done a great job with filling it with labs and a lot of hands-on things for the kids. As you can see right behind us is our transformer lab, but it's great. I think we've come miles from when I started in '96.
Yeah, I imagine everything evolves. I mean, you're into solar,
Yes.
commercial work, residential work. You teach and instruct probably, you know, pretty much everything. Where a
Yeah.
guy you can come out of here, and is it a 4-year program?
It's a 5-year program,
A 5-year
unless you do the limited energy program, and I like to plug that because, I mean, one of our instructors, Barry, did a great job with this limited energy lab back here. That's a 3-year program. But, you know, and that, again, that's what you apply for. If you
Yeah.
apply for the inside or the limited energy portion, I mean, that's totally up to you. But just the labs are great.
No, I'm so impressed with, you know, you guys and your programs, Local 58, of what you do, how you instruct new people that come in, even members that are already in the field. You have ongoing training for them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
2 times a year in the fall and midwinter, we do 2 training programs. Some of them are 12-week courses for journeyman upgrade classes. Yeah. We got one starting this second week in September. But yeah, we allow journeymen, if they want to kind of refresh their skills or certain things that they didn't grasp too well in their apprenticeship school, there's an opportunity to pick up a little bit more at training.
New technology,
Yes.
always coming out.
Always changing.
And how many apprentices do you have?
Roughly, I think we have about 700 right now.
In the program?
In the program.
Total?
Total, and I think, you know, I think there's, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to speak out of turn, but maybe there's 700 trying to, you know, on the list trying to get in.
Yeah, trying to get in, and you're going to take more apprentices.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, work demands it.
Absolutely. That's just amazing. you know, the knowledge they can learn.
Yeah.
And once you have a skill, they can't outsource you. Nobody can take the skill away from you.
Well, it's something that you're going to always take with you
Yeah.
wherever you go. If I move to Florida, guess what I'm going to do?
Electrical.
Electrical work. If I move to California, I'm doing electrical work.
So you guys actually, you're international, the same as us with the bricklayers, but you can move all over the country.
You can move all over the country, including Hawaii.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get there for a long time. I haven't hooked up yet.
Right.
But, that's a nice place to go. And even when work slowed down here, you have out-of-towners who come in. If it was busy here, they could come in here, or if it was busy in another state, you guys could go there to help fill in.
Right. Well, that's the good part about the local. You know, we want to man our jurisdiction. We want to take care of our home local.
Yeah.
But if work isn't here, we're more than happy to go. It serves a dual purpose. You know, if they need helpers there, or if they need work there done, right, and we're short on work here, it puts our guys to work in another jurisdiction, right? And likewise, they'll do the same in return.
Such an advantage to keep working, keep your pensions going, your health care.
Well, that's the most important part. Yeah. Those hours are.
So when you finish at the end of your career,
those hours are constantly building up to get you to that point where you can actually enjoy yourself at the end of your career.
Beautiful.
Right.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you get the new apprentices. Tell me about what they do the day they walk in the door. I'm sure they're going to get safety.
Yeah, they'll get safety, they'll get OSHA 30, they'll get their must modules, which they have to have required by most jobs just to even be on the job.
Yes.
And so most of those must modules consist of safety. So they have to have that to even be on the job. And sometimes they'll get, maybe they'll get OSHA 30 or OSHA 10. Lately we're maybe looking into getting them first aid and CPR right away. But typically we get them in and we do a boot camp and we try to shake out the nerves a little bit. You know, we show them how to cut straight with a saw. You know, we teach them how to bend a simple 90. Some of the simple things that'll get you by on the job. That'll make you helpful to your journeyman.
And you're always working with a journeyman.
Yes.
There's somebody mentoring you. Yeah. They're making sure that you're safe while you're working until you learn the skills.
Yeah, well, that's as you know quite well, that's the on-the-job training that sometimes we can't replicate the job environment here per se to, specifically. So they get that on the job and they get to deal with the different personalities that come with that. That's the hard part.
It is, and because when you're new on a job as an apprentice, you're not always sure of yourself. And I think if you work with a qualified journeyman, which you have, it makes it a lot easier from the pick up skills and to be safe and to get the knowledge. And then you can move forward so easy.
Yeah, yep, definitely. I mean, it's been a great career for me, and I've always learned more and excelled every year. And I hope that as long as you pay attention and as long as you're willing to learn, and that's a life lesson too. As long as you're willing to learn, there's always going to be somebody willing to teach you, and the more you'll grow from it.
Exactly. When you're on time, right, and you show up with energy, the guys, men and women you're working with, they want to teach you.
Yes.
If you're not showing up on time and you're late, it can get a little rough for you.
Well, that's one thing you have to develop right away is soft skills and a good work ethic, right? Are you there on time, right? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Just show up is the most important part of the day.
Doing
show
what
up,
you're told.
We'll take care of the rest. We'll teach you and we'll train you, but be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how you take somebody right out of high school, and in 5 years, 6 years, he's a qualified journeyman, and he'll have people under him.
Yes.
Where that just keeps rolling through, where bringing more people in, training more people.
Yeah, and it's a lifetime of learning. So the learning never stops, even as you become a journeyman, as you know. Right? So after 5 years, you're a green journeyman. Right?
Yeah.
And you still have some things. Now you're just taking control. Now you have people under your wing. So you're learning how to teach and train, right, from a different perspective.
You've got more responsibility.
Of course you do.
You have more people that you need to be responsible for.
Yep.
But you give so many people the chance, to develop a career. And now I want to thank you, Joe, for coming today and showing us what you have. And we're going to take a break, and I'd like to talk to a couple of apprentices, if you don't mind.
I got a
see
couple
how
of great
they
ones
feel.
you can talk to.
Oh, I'd love to talk to them, see how they feel about it, and, which I know they feel good, but to actually go through the program and
Right.
develop their skills.
All right. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you.
No problem.
And we're back at the Local 58 Training Center, and here with me is an apprentice named Rachel. She's a first-year apprentice, or
Yes. So
maybe you can tell me about.
I'm a first year, but I'm considered a second punch because I've been in more than 6 months.
And a second punch, because you get a punch every 3 months?
It's a punch raise. So in your first year, you'll get your second punch and you'll get a raise, and then after another year, you'll get another punch, and after another year, you'll get another.
Wow.
So it goes
So-
on for my 5 years.
They kind of track you, make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you're working actually on the job.
Yes, we're working as we're going to school. So one day every 2 weeks, we'll have an 8-hour school day.
So 32 hours on the job, you come into school one day,
Mm-hmm.
you're paid for the 32 hours.
Yep, and or more if you're working overtime. We do get overtime on the weekends if you're lucky. So
Which I imagine right now you're working some
Oh,
overtime.
yeah, it's
They love
booming.
working apprentices
Yes.
overtime. So can you tell me about being an apprentice with Local 58?
Well, being an apprentice in Local 50, of course, we're going to school and working at the same time, so I'm still able to pay my bills and learn. And I'm really enjoying it. I've been to car plants, I've been working in shops, I'm working outside, so they'll send you anywhere and everywhere.
So you're very much working all the time.
Oh yeah,
And-
getting all kinds of
And
experience.
saying, hey, I can't work, I have to go to school that day. You know, can you give me a pass? But you can't. You have
Yes.
to show up for school.
Yes, you have
Which is
to.
great, because you need the training. And it gives you a chance, I guess, when you're on a job, then come in and ask those questions from when you're on
Right.
the job.
Yeah,
So
because
you
you'll
can-
see the things that you're learning in class, and you'll see it in the field, and you can apply it. And you'll even learn things in the field that you don't learn in school. And that's a big part of working while you're going to school. You're learning in both areas.
Continuing education.
That's right.
And, you know, keep striving forward. And you're making good money as an apprentice.
Oh yeah, we start out at I believe it was $17.47 when I started.
To start.
Yes.
To start.
And right now, as a second punch, I'm making $20.63.
So you're pretty much, you could raise a family on that.
Yes, you
To
could.
get started.
Yes.
You know?
And starting out young is the best thing you can do.
Yeah. So
But you can start at any time.
Yeah, you can start at any age, but when you get started like that, you're moving on to your careers, you're getting older, you're becoming a journeyman, and you're always building.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And you know, how many you on a single job every week, or
Actually, they could send you wherever
you're needed?
Wherever you're needed. I've been in car plants. I've spent a couple months in the car plants. I've spent 6 months in a shop working prefab work. And right now I've only been at a central energy plant working outside underground duct work for maybe 2-3 weeks. So the school could rotate you every year. You could get a layoff, and I could get a layoff tomorrow, and they'll send me somewhere else.
Yeah, because they're actually putting you on different jobs every 6 or whatever, every few weeks to learn different aspects of the electrical trade.
Yeah, they want you to get as much experience in all areas as possible.
So you're in the car plant. So what's that like to work in the car plant running wire?
It's cleaner than the other places you could be working. A lot of stuff going on. You'll see a lot of robots, and you'll see the cells and how to run wire, and that's real industrial stuff. And then the prefab, that's working. You get to learn more with material and whatnot. And then when you're outside work, you're learning a whole lot more about cranes and the different machinery that you be working around. So
you would get confined space.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have to be aware of your surroundings, and
Yes.
they make sure that you know about confined space, dangerous situations.
yes, they make you well aware of your surroundings and make sure you're comfortable where you are and you're safe no matter where you are.
And you're always working with a journeyman.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
always.
So there's somebody helping you out, mentoring you. You have somebody to ask questions. Mm-hmm. What a trade to get into.
Oh, it's a great trade to be
yeah,
in.
And you just applied one day and you were
Well,
looking into it, or?
my father's a 98 plumber, and I've
Okay.
got friends that are in 58, and I've also got friends that are operators. I chose 58 because I thought it would be something different from what my father tells me. I don't think I would have liked being a plumber, so I went into the electrical trade like my friends. And
Yeah,
I'm
well-
having a lot of fun, and so are they. And
Well,
it's
that's
just been
nice
great.
you had somebody to ask.
Yes.
You know, a father who's a tradesman
Mm-hmm.
and plumbers, and you had people to ask. But there's people that they know nothing about the different trades, and they can still get into a program
Oh,
by
yeah.
applying the same as you did, getting some knowledge.
You don't need to know anything about the electrical trade to
Nothing.
apply. You don't need to know
But
anything.
you have to have a little knowledge of math.
Yes. So the biggest thing in math is your algebraic stuff. The fractions is what you really
Oh,
need to know,
that's-
because you know you're using your
Yeah, that's
tape
probably
measure a whole lot.
why-
You need to be able to add correctly and all that stuff. But of course, we get into more advanced math with pipe bending and knowing your multipliers and stuff like
But they
that.
teach you all.
Yes, everything's
So,
in school. You get
yeah.
books. You do stuff online. It's
Well, Rachel, I really want to thank you for coming today.
Thank you
This
for having me.
is a premier training center. You're lucky, one of the lucky ones that
Thank you.
actually learn a trade that you'll have for the rest of your life and
Yes.
be able to raise a family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our future's bright here.
Yes, it is. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're back again with, this time we have Jordan. Jordan is another first-year apprentice with Local 58, and he's a one-year apprentice. And Jordan, can you tell me a little bit about how you became an apprentice?
I actually started out working at one of the big box stores, working with an electrician that was working with us. He actually said I picked up on the stuff that he was telling me really well, and he's recommended it to me because he knew I like to work with my hands.
Oh, so you were actually working in a box store and
Yep.
ran into an electrician, and you thought that was something
Yep.
you'd like to do?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Plus, my dad's in the trades too. He's not
Oh.
in this trade, but he's in a trade too.
Yeah,
so.
but at least
Yeah.
he has a little bit of knowledge of
Right.
what you can do, and so how do you feel about becoming an apprentice?
I love it.
love
Probably the
it?
best thing I ever did.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah, it's from all the jobs I had before this till now. This is still my favorite.
Actually doing something you
Yeah,
love to do.
and working
forever.
with my hands and feeling accomplished at the end of the day.
Because some people they can't work with their hands, and that's very important to learn that skill to use your hands. That's why I talk with my hands.
Yeah, right.
But you learn a skill, you've got it forever. And
It's true.
you work in the field.
I do.
You work in the field. What jobs do you work on?
I did a commercial job, which is more like office space and labs for a company out of Rochester. And now I'm actually working on another large lab, but I had to start it from the beginning this time because last time I started in the middle. So I've done everything from primary service into the building to getting it ready to be used. So floor boxes and that kind of
So
thing.
you actually started on a job
From the beginning, before the steel was
beginning.
even up,
And
before the
that's
concrete was on the ground.
really important from the
Right.
start to the finish, to
Right.
putting the wall plates.
Yep,
over the
putting
plugs.
that last receptacle up and firing everything up, make sure it works. It's right from the beginning to the end.
And it
So,
works.
Yep.
Everything works.
Yep.
It's amazing. It's a good field,
Yeah.
as you know, and a wonderful opportunity
For sure.
for young people or anybody. to
I wish
get
I would have
into
done it 10 years ago.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you don't know what you want to do.
Right.
And, you know, people tell you, but unless you experience, that's kind of why I like to do these little shows so people can see exactly how to get in, what they're going to do. And you're the same thing. You go to school one day a week.
One day every other week.
Oh, every other week.
Yep, it's we go twice a month.
The rest of us, you're working
Yep, I'm working
all
the
the
rest.
time. You work quite a bit.
Right now, pretty much 40 hours a week, but I have worked 48, 50 hours a week before.
Yeah. So always staying busy.
Yep.
And that's important. And then you come here once every 2 weeks.
Yep.
You're asking questions.
Learn some new stuff and get back out in the field and get
Keep
to use
on
it.
moving more.
Yep.
And there's kind of camaraderie on the job with the guys you work with.
For
you
sure.
work together.
Absolutely.
You
I've
know,
learned
they take care of each other.
I've learned a lot from the journeymen that I've been working under. So they take the time and have taught me everything that I've learned up to this point that I didn't already know.
And that's very important. I was an instructor for a long time, and you can teach so many things, but it's the personal skills you get on the job, talking to journeymen and other people, and
Yeah.
how things work, and
I've been
what
with
you
guys
do
that
to
have been-
succeed.
I think guys have been doing it for 20, 25, 30 years, and it's been great help.
Yeah, and there's always a retirement at the end of that.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. You get that retirement bonuses and all that fun stuff that you normally would have to pay for out of your own pocket.
Yeah, and if somebody told me you could start at 18, 20 years old, work 30, 35 years, actually retire
At a decent age.
at a decent age, I mean, imagine you got to be at least 58, but you can retire where your body's still healthy.
Yep, you can still
know?
enjoy it.
You're not all busted up. You have to keep working to support your family.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a win-win situation. I mean, I have no doubt that this is, to me, young people need to really look into getting into the trades. And if you could tell me how to get, do you know how to get in? You go online?
Yep, you go online.
Give them the website one more time.
Can't remember the website off the top of my head, but if you do go to, if you Google search it, it's just IBW Local 58 and do trade school.
It's trade school.
And
Just
it pops right up.
quick Google search.
Yep.
Click it on.
Usually apply the first week of the month. So it's a very short enrollment period to apply. It's only the first week of the month, and then usually hear back fairly soon if you got accepted and you take your tests, and if you pass your test, they start the ball rolling. It's a pretty quick process.
I really want to thank you, Jordan, for taking the time to talk to us and giving your experiences on an apprenticeship.
Anytime,
It's
Pete.
very important for people to see what you can do out here. And that's it for this segment of the Council Connection. And I will, if you need to get in touch with me, you can call me on my cell phone. It's 586-335-1864. I'll be glad to answer any questions and help you get the different websites or phone numbers for Local 58 agents or instructors. Thank you.